Good morning. This is the time and place for the Planning Hearing Officer hearing for May 15th, 2024. My name is Milka Toledo, and I will be conducting the hearing as hearing officer. The Planning Hearing Officer hearing is being broadcast live on Glendale TV, viewable on Spectrum Cable Channel 6 and AT&T Uverse Channel 99. Meetings are also streamlined live in high definition on the city's webpage, glendaleca.gov/live, on youtube.com/myglendale, and on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire devices using a free app called ScreenWeave and choosing Glendale TV from the menu. Meetings are also archived on the city website for viewing anytime at glendaleca.gov/agendas. For public comments and questions during the meeting, please call 818-937-8100. City staff will be submitting the questions and comments to real time to the appropriate person. Also, if you're in person, please fill out one of the speaker cards available at the front door if you would like to speak, and please forward it to our planning staff. We have one case involving discretionary permit applications, and the location is for 1540 West Glen Oaks Boulevard. It's a conditional use permit, and I will provide the description shortly. The hearing will proceed as follows. I will read the description of the application request. I will read the reports received from other city departments and other letters or communications from interested parties. The case planner will make a brief overview of the case, give analysis, and make a recommendation. The applicant will then be connected by phone, stating both name and address, and will be asked to present the case within a 15-minute time limit. If you're in person, in this case, we have an in-person applicant, so the applicant will come to the podium, again stating both your name and address, and you will present your case within a 15-minute time limit. Others in support of or in opposition to the application and interested parties will be connected by telephone, or again, in person, if you're here, to give your comments, again, clearly stating both name and address within a 3-minute time limit. Lastly, the applicant will be given the opportunity to make closing comments if desired in response to testimonies given by preceding speakers within a 5-minute time limit. The hearing will be closed and the case will be taken under submission. Findings. If the evidence presented in the application and at the hearing meets the required findings set forth in the municipal code, then the project can either be approved or approved with conditions. If the findings of fact are not evident, then the request will be denied. Decision. After the hearing, the decision will be prepared in writing and will be in the form of a letter sent to the applicant and to all persons who responded to the public notice, either by speaking at this hearing or by submitting written responses and have provided their name and mailing address. The date of the decision will be the date appearing on the letter. Records of decisions for all projects will be posted online on the Planning Division website. Appeals. Under the appeal provision of Title 30, Chapter 30.62 of the Glendale Municipal Code, the decision may be appealed to the Planning Commission within 15 days of the date of the decision. Anyone wishing to appeal must file using the city's online permit portal. For any additional information regarding the appeal process and submittal, contact the case planner. Public notice. Notification of this hearing was accomplished by the use of public notices, which were mailed to property owners and occupants located within 500 feet of the subject property, physically posted on the site in question, and placed in the local newspaper. I would like to inform everyone that the official proceedings of the Planning Hearing Officer hearing are being televised live and may be viewed online on the city's website. So as I indicated earlier, we have one case this morning. It's a conditional use permit, case number PCUP 002928-2024, located at 1540 West Glen Oaks Boulevard. The project description is an application for a conditional use permit to allow the continued operation of a massage establishment in the community commercial zone, known as C2, described as portion of Lot 71 and all of 72, tract number 3196, subject to the standards listed in the Glendale Municipal Code. And the project was determined to be exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act as a Class 1 existing facilities, because the project does involve the continuance of the existing massage establishment without physical expansion of the building or intensification of existing use. We do have departmental comments. I really only noted a few. So it sounds like no major concerns were received from the various city divisions. There were suggested general conditions made by the police department, as stated in their memo dated March 7th of this year. So the police department did include draft, again, suggested conditions for staff to consider. And the Neighborhood Services Division noted that the subject property is being operated. You have an expired massage establishment owner certificate. And it sounds like that's why you're here today, because one of the conditions was for you to get a conditional use permit. Why don't we do this? At this point, I'd like to turn it over to the case planner, Eric G. He's going to go over an overview of the project and your recommendation and draft findings that you've included in your report, and also suggested draft conditions for staff to consider, and then we will open the public portion shortly after that. So Eric, please.
Thank you, Planning Hearing Officer Toledo. This is Associate Planner Eric G. presenting conditional use permit, case number PCUP 002928-2024 for the renewal to allow the continued operation of a massage establishment under the business name Perfect Touch Therapy at 1540 Glen Oaks Avenue at Unit 106. The proposal for the renewal, it does not include any changes to the building or the operation, since the last previous conditional permit that was approved back in May 3rd, 2017. And that conditions permit has since expired on May 3rd of 2022. The project is categorically exempt from CEQA under Class 1 existing facility, as there is no changes to or alterations to the existing business. The subject property is located in C2 zone, and the property is facing West Glen Oaks Avenue. It is a half-mile within Thomas Jefferson Elementary School, Grandview Presbyterian Church, St. Matthew's Lutheran Church, and there are also some multifamily residential properties south adjacent to the subject property as well. Looking at the subject site, Unit 106 is in the first level towards the south end of the building. The subject site has 30 parking spaces, and because the building is not expanding or expanding the use, the parking will be sufficient. Floor plan here we see is also not being changed. We have the massage areas, a facial, storage, waiting room, reception, and the break room. Here's some photographs of the existing site conditions. So from the left, we see the entry from the street view and the building frontage, the unit front, in the right side of the photos where the entry of the businesses. So the project meets all findings. So the finding 1, that the proposed use will be consistent with the various elements and objectives of the general plan. The proposed use is for the renewal of the conditional use permit, and the use itself is consistent with the C2 zone and the community services. Finding 2, that the use and its associated structures and facilities will not be detrimental to public health or safety, the general welfare, or the environment. The establishment has been in operation for over 12 years and has not impacted the surrounding uses. Finding 3, that the use and facilities will not adversely affect or conflict with the adjacent uses, impede the normal development or surrounding property. The surrounding property is already in development, and there are no changes that are being proposed to the existing tenant space. The finding 4, that adequate parking or adequate public and private facilities such as utilities, landscaping, parking spaces, and traffic circulation measures are will be provided for the proposed use. There are, as mentioned, 30 on-site parking spaces, and because they're not expanding the use or the building, no increase in parking will be in demand, and the existing public and private facilities are already in place. As such, staff recommends the approval with the conditions that are listed under staff report. Would you like me to list out the draft findings or the conditions?
Not necessarily, but if there's a specific condition that you would like to highlight.
No specific conditions.
Okay. Okay, so,
So that concludes staff presentation. Staff is available to answer any question. The applicant's available as well. Thank you.
and aside from the 2 departmental comments that were submitted for the police department and neighborhood services, there's no other, I didn't
other-
see anything else.
No other comments.
Perfect, thank you very much. I'd like to now open the public portion of the hearing, so I'm going to ask the applicant, Armand Calaverdin, please approach the podium and please state your name and address for the record.
Sorry. My name is Armand, and I'm owner of the Perfect Touch Therapy and only massage therapist working over there.
Armand, sorry, what's your address for the record?
It's a 1540 West Glenox Boulevard,
Okay, thank you.
Glendale.
Okay, continue. Did you want to just give us a general
Yeah.
summary of the background of the
Massage
case?
therapist, certified massage therapist for 15 years, and I'm that location is almost like 13 years, from 2011, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Just I try to do my best to help the community. For my patient are different, and I'm not a regular massage parlor or something. All my clients are referral from the doctors, and like has an issue for coming there for pain, and I'm trying to help them. That's just, for 13 years is my job, and I like to continue this business if it's possible, and I came for the conditional use permit.
Okay, so I see that you've highlighted some of the findings, the required findings. So you mentioned, for example, being at that location, a commercial zone, it's one of the permitted uses. You mentioned that in that case, it would be consistent with the elements and the objectives of the general plan, specifically for your proposed massage establishment. I heard that. You also mentioned in terms of the use and associated structures and how it will not be detrimental to the public health or safety or the general welfare of the environment. Did you want to highlight how it won't be detrimental? You've been in operation now for how long, you mentioned?
It's almost 13 years.
Without any
No,
issues or
No,
anything like that?
thanks God, no.
So therefore, that would kind of segue into finding C, that you have, in this case, the operation of your business has not been in any conflict to the adjacent tenant spaces or has not hindered the normal development of the surrounding property. I heard that as well from you. In terms of finding D, adequate and public facilities, so this is an existing establishment? Are you in a
No, I'm,
little shopping center, if you will? I know.
the plaza is all his office.
So it's all
There's
office. I
all-
didn't see any retail. I saw offices, and then I saw your massage
Yeah,
with the sign towards the back in the parking lot pointing to it.
yes.
Okay. So basically, the tenant spaces are all occupied, in this
Yes.
case, by
Yeah,
General
different- yeah,
office and-
different businesses. There is a doctor, there is actually two
So medical
doctors,
office.
Yeah, and
Okay.
lawyer and all.
Okay. So it's been in existence since 2011, since
2011,
2011. You have on-site parking. I read about 30,
Three parking for my business, for my clients and
but
me.
total shared amongst all of
So
the
all
other
are
tenants
designed for
is
the
30
each.
spaces
Yeah,
altogether,
Yeah,
correct?
yes,
Okay.
but for each unit has a designed parking.
So you have adequate parking to service the patrons that frequent your business?
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, all utilities and everything is in place, because that's an existing facility. So I have a few general questions, in addition to the findings we just kind of went over. So there's no changes, my question is to you, are there any changes in terms of the operation of your business compared to the last
No,
conditional use permit approval? No, it's all the same, okay. How many employees are or will continue to
me,
work
I
there?
don't have
Just-
any employee.
Okay, just you. And you're the business
Owner.
operator
Yes,
slash owner?
too, yeah.
How long is a typical appointment, you would say?
It's depend to the case that's coming, but usually it's 1 hour each service, or maximum is 1.5 hours.
Okay. Are they, in terms of the clients, are they walk-in or are they typically referrals?
I don't accept walk-in. I'm just with the referral or the doctor.
Appointment?
Yeah, appointment only.
Okay. And how long are the hours of what are the hours of operation?
From 9 to 8 p.m. 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay. The last conditional use permit that was approved was back in, I think it expired in 2022. Was there a reason why it took a couple years?
Because of this COVID things, and the business was closed for almost 11 months.
Okay,
I couldn't use it, my things, and that's after that
so
business
time
was
just lapsed. for
horrible
the- Okay.
system. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to read the suggested conditions that were drafted by our planning associate or case planner? And do you agree with those conditions?
Yeah.
The draft conditions that were included, there are 19. You've read through them, the draft conditions, and do you agree with all of them? You're in support of them?
I don't remember what was it, but I don't think I have
Okay.
any issue for that.
I'm not going to go through each of them. Most of them are pretty general. Standard conditions. Obviously, condition 16, all who perform massage must be certified.
Yes.
Okay, so that is very specific to massage
Yeah.
establishments, and
I have my certification here too. If you want it, I can show you.
oh, I'm good, thank you. And one of the suggested conditions also is the validity of, in this case, for, the suggestion is a recommendation, another 10 years, at which time you will have to reapply again.
Okay.
Okay. So, you're in agreement with all the conditions, it sounds like. And if you have any questions after the hearing, you could always contact the case planner so he could show you and provide you a copy. But they're also included in the staff report, and we have copies at the front if you'd like to take a minute to go over them as well. I did notice that there was a petition in support of,
That's
Your
all
request?
the units from my plaza.
okay?
They saw the sign and they made it for me. They honored me and they submit, they give it to me to present to you.
That means they're in support of you and in
Yeah.
the continuation of your requests
Yeah.
for a conditional use permit. Very good. I do not have any further questions at this time.
Okay?
Thank you very
so
much.
Thank you.
Do we have any callers?
We do not have any callers.
No callers. Okay. And I don't see anyone else here in the audience wishing to speak on behalf of this case. So, do you have any other closing remarks or? Okay. Then I will close the public portion of the hearing at this time. You may have a seat. And what I will do at this time is I will take the case under submission and I will render a decision in writing. So at this time, the hearing is now officially closed. Thank you for your participation. It is 10:01 on Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. Thank you for coming.